didn't even get to pause.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Austin from Dragon Ball Duo, and today we have a discussion talking about whether Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan should have been introduced in the Universe 6 arc instead of being introduced in Fukatsu no F and the Resurrection of Frieza arc in Dragon Ball Super. And by that I mean, personally, I feel that the Fukatsu no F arc in Dragon Ball Super and the movie were way too cluttered, and they tried to introduce way too many new concepts, and it kind of made the story feel all over the place. I'm going to list off a few as example. You have Jocko, Golden Frieza, the Goku and Vegeta both having the form, Whis' training, going into that cloudy dimension, somehow Vegeta learned how to do it without doing the ritual, Tagoma becoming like all powerful and stuff, and then Ginyu coming back, and there's just so many stuff, way too much stuff happening in such a short amount of time. And I also feel like that it just would have improved the pacing if you just stretched out the Super Saiyan God form a little bit more instead of just having it be a one-off thing that you only see in the Battle of Gods arc, which personally I feel like the Super Saiyan God form is a lot cooler, so I'm actually kind of just butthurt that I didn't get to see it anymore. And I really wanted to see a Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Of course there's fan art and stuff that looks really cool, but just to see that in the show I thought would have been pretty awesome. Another thing is a lot of fans feel that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan should be the last transformation, because right now we're at, what, 6 or something different Super Saiyan transformation, and it feels like we don't need another transformation for every single arc in Dragon Ball Super, because that's pretty much how it was in Dragon Ball Z as well. We just have way too many. And now we're actually finally getting into some new stuff with the upcoming Universe 6 arc. Well, not upcoming now because like it started, so woohoo for that. But having our characters already have their most powerful peaked form, well, hopefully, already introduced in probably the worst arc in all of Dragon Ball Super, if they stop on the Universe 6 arc, that looks like it's going to be pretty good. Just seems like it's a disappointment, and it's kind of putting a lot of the wow factor away from this new arc. I mean, they could introduce, you never know what Toriyama will do, if they could have Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan 2 or just something crazy like Platinum Saiyan or some just stupid name like that. But I feel like Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan would have been better if it was introduced in the middle of the tournament. There's all this build up, and that brings me to my next point, which is we didn't actually get to see Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan's first transformation, because as I said, way too cluttered, way too many different plot points smashed into one small little saga that you didn't have enough time for them to flush out, showing the actual training and how they even adopted these forms. Yes, this could be explained in the future, but it just eliminates, as I said, the wow factor. Like, if you think of what people's favorite transformations were, you think of Super Saiyan 2. You think of Super Saiyan. You know why? It's because it was the first time they transformed. You don't really expect it, or you do expect it, but you get an emotional release from seeing the person overcome an obstacle, face danger, or yell over the grief of how one of their like homies dying, and then that pushes them over the edge to transform. And even with Super Saiyan God, they did a ritual, and that was all build up, and it was like a fantastic experience. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan was like, hey, I'm blue now. And that was pretty much it. Then he fought Frieza, and it's over. Same with Golden Frieza. I mean, he just kind of just did it. If we were able to see Golden Frieza in the arc beforehand, I mean, not in the arc beforehand, if you were able to see Golden Frieza in his training transform for the first time, that as well would have been cool. But it's just like slapping a new coat of paint on something and be like, hey, look at this, buy my toys. And that's where I feel that that arc really lost a lot of its value for me. Not saying that it's a bad arc. I love Dragon Ball Super. It's still a good show, even though people are kind of dissing on the animation, which I can get behind. It's not the best, but that's besides the point. I feel like Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan brought way too many questions than it gave answers, and it just made it feel like a more crowded like experience. Ask yourself, would it be worse if Frieza was just slightly weaker and that Goku and Vegeta just used Super Saiyan God? No, it would be like the exact same, and the pacing I personally feel would be a lot better. You get a new form, you have like 3 episodes worth of fights, then they go off and they train with this dude. You get a few more episodes of just like people fighting Frieza's soldiers, and then boom, they have a new transformation. Back to back in like what, I don't know, like 6 weeks apart from each other. It wasn't that far at all. And that's why I feel like a lot of people are complaining about the pacing, because in some places Dragon Ball Super is doing really, really good in Dragon Ball Super is doing really, really bad in the fact that it seems way too slow. But then in other parts, it's like, whoa, slow down. We need to take this back just a little bit and kind of expand on some of these things that we've already brought up. And I feel like they're not doing a very good job of that right now. And I'm not gonna sit here and talk crap about Dragon Ball Super, because I like Dragon Ball Super. I like what they're doing. I'm happy they're bringing the show back. And it may be a little bit nostalgia foggy, but that's whatever. That's besides the point. I'm not sitting here saying it's the worst thing ever. I'm just saying this is something that could have been improved on, in my personal opinion. I'd like to see what you guys think in the comment section below. And yeah, tell me, do you think that putting Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan in this next arc would have improved the overall, like, the show in general? Or do you think that they did a good job putting in Resurrection of F and that it made sense? I'd like to hear your thoughts, and I'll catch y'all guys actually, before I go, remember to subscribe to keep up to date with everything that's posted on this channel, because otherwise, how would you know when I post a video? And I'll see you guys later.